Good morning, traders. Welcome back to another live stream. If you're new, my name is Zach. This is Real Deal Futures. Before we hop on the charts on this beautiful, action-packed, news-ridden Wednesday, July 30th, make sure you read what's on the screen. Trading's risky. Most traders do lose money. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Nothing I say or do is a suggestion or recommendation to do anything at all. Do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. I'm just an idiot here yapping on YouTube for entertainment purposes only. Make sure you read CFTC Rule 4.41 and the affiliate, make sure you read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, bookmap, and others. Let's hop on to the charts. It is 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Markets are opening up right now. Make sure we got this loaded up. We do. We are looking good. Let's get rolling. We got some selling pressure coming in on ES here. We are on ES, Project X, Top 1 Futures. We got a 7-pack of straight to sim funded pro 150Ks. I see we got a whole bunch of people hopped on. If you are here for the giveaway, giveaways happen random days, random times. We haven't run one yet this week. Maybe we see one today. It is a crazy day with a whole bunch of news. I don't know. You're going to have to hang out here. No purchase necessary. You'll know about it because I will throw it in the chat. And while we're on the chat, good morning, chat. How are you? Good morning, traders. Let's see. What's up, Wolf? Get into the market with confidence, not anxiety. Execute with confidence, not carelessness or hesitation. Victory is ours. Let's go. Wolf with the straight up. I love it, dude. Great energy. That fired me up, bro. AVX Phoenix Trading. Good morning, all traders from Colombia. To all, what's up, man? What's going on? Jeremy, what's up? Bobcat, what's going on? Brian, what's going on? Kim, Kingpin. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, people. What's happening? What's happening, guys and girls? All right. Before we even do any analysis, let's see what we got on the board for news today because it is quite a bit for the rest of this week. We were talking about it yesterday. Let's talk about it again today before we drop out to the daily. This is forexfactory.com. You can check financial news on whatever site you want. You can not check financial news. You can do whatever you want. This is America. Today's Wednesday, July 30th. We got through the 8:15, 8:30 a.m. red folder news. Not a whole lot. We have orange folder, which would be medium impact, at least for forexfactory.com. Forexfactory.com is rating this as medium impact. Some of the sites rate them a little bit differently. Pending home sale shouldn't be anything too crazy. We have that at 10 a.m. That is during our trading time frame, so that could get a little bit dicey. We have the federal funds rate. We got FOMC today. And then we have the press conference, and then we have Trump speaking. So this could be an interesting morning to be trading ahead of that FOMC rate. If you don't know, FOMC is a major market mover traditionally, right? Anything can happen. Maybe absolutely nothing happens at 2 p.m. and 2:30 and 4. I think something might happen, but it is FOMC day. So a lot of traders just altogether don't trade at all, like, this morning. It's not my move. I do trade, right? I'm gonna be here waiting for a setup, looking to see what comes. But like we were talking about earlier this week, taking into consideration that we got a lot of financial news on the calendar. So that's the rest of today, right? We got 10 a.m. to pay attention to for this trading session. 2 p.m., 2:30 p.m. You might want to be done for the day unless you are a news-driven trader. If you are, have at it, do your thing. Looking into Thursday, tomorrow, we have 8:30 a.m. again, unemployment. A couple of things coming out the rest of the day, but not a whole lot. And then we have an NFP Friday. That's a heavy news Friday, along with ISM manufacturing PMI, manufactured prices, revised consumer sentiment. That's going to be a lot for the morning and into the late morning to NYSE session. This could make for a couple different things, right? It could make for some choppy, consolidating, rangy price action in between these news events, right? Because the market participants, institutions, hedge funds, whatever it is, algos, tend to do that, right? Just basic pattern recognition without even creating a narrative why, which might be they're waiting for the news to come out. They're waiting to see, are we way above, way below? Is this looking bullish or bearish? And then we're going to get involved, right? You handle this however you want. For me personally, I try not to trade directly through high impact red folder news events. It's not my favorite thing in the world to do. I think it generates a really aggressive quick win or quick loss. You can get slipped. It's very, very volatile. If you are a momentum trader and that's your style, or maybe you just hold swing trades through it, day trades, whatever it is, do your thing. I think whatever you do, looking at this calendar this week, probably want to structure your risk. You probably want to know where your stop loss is, where your take profit's going to be, and you probably want to fully accept that on the front end, recognizing that we could see a lot of volatility and any of this stuff can immediately generate a stop loss for you. So long as you do that, accept your risk on the front end, structure it, know where your stop loss is, you really can't get hurt, right? You can get slipped a little bit, sometimes quite a bit if you're trading through FOMC or NFP, which is, a reason to be cautious. But for the most part, you're in the safe zone, right? It's if you don't structure your risk, you don't run a stop loss, you don't have a personal daily loss limit set for yourself either in Project X or just mentally that you actually stick to. That's where you are just leaving yourself open to unlimited downside, right? And that's not what we want to do. Maybe you want to leave yourself to unlimited upside, right? By getting involved and not running a TP or something. But you want to limit your downside risk, right? Control risk. I don't know anybody that says you shouldn't control risk at all. I don't think that there's anybody out there that says you should not structure your risk. You should not know where your trade is invalidated and where you don't want to lose any more money. I don't know anybody that trades that way. So that's my thought process on news. Back onto the charts. Let's see what we got going here on ES. I do like to drop out to the daily chart. Again, this is Project X on top 1 futures. If you want to check it out, banner is up on the screen, 55% off, running for the instant funded accounts. Personally, in my humble biased opinion, I think this is one of the best deals out there on the market when you look at the price, to rule set, to the amount you can get paid out, all things considered. Do your research yourself. Go take a look at payout junction, see if they're paying out or not. I don't know, maybe they paid out like 12 million in the last 4 months, like $500,000 last week. I don't know. Verify that stuff for yourself. You want to check it out, read the rules. Site is pinned, link is pinned to the chat. Looking at this daily chart, man, interesting. We finally started to kind of come off of this, right? And here's what I mean, just technically speaking. We had consecutive bullish bar after bullish bar, breaking above prior bar highs, often closing above prior bar highs, none sweeping below prior bar low, except for something like this, where we sweep below prior bar low, but then you can see not here, here. This one did it before we blasted off. Finally, we put a bearish bar in, and then what happened yesterday? No sweep above or close above prior bar high. In fact, sweep below and close below, right? So we finally started to kind of get a little bit of a pullback, at least in this leg of the uptrend, right? Very, very strong push here for the end of June. A lot of consolidation through this month. A lot of price action and market structure presenting opportunities within all of this on the daily, but quite a bit of consolidation, big leg up. Put the high in here up above the 6450s here in ES, and now starting to just pull back a little bit, right? We came down, tested a pretty key level, really close to the area that I was looking at for the low end of my area of interest. Took an L getting long on this. We did start to pull back up, but not really towards the end of the day. It was just a slow grind to the downside. We can take a look at that in a minute. Right here, we are opening up with a bullish bar, kind of consolidating around VWAP. We got through 8:30 a.m. news, really didn't do too much. Look at the 15-minute first. Really didn't do too much here at 8:30. Red folder, just not a whole lot. You can see yesterday we popped back up around that 1:30 time frame. Then we sold off into the close. Overnight session, we were looking bullish, popped to the upside. At the open, held above VWAP. London brought us back down for some chop. We put the overnight session high in pre-market here. And now it looks like we just came down to test these lows right around the 6400s again. And now we're back up towards VWAP. So overall, starting to form a little bit of downtrend structure here. I can see a number of things happening. Gun to my head, if you said, hey, Zach, you got to speculate ahead of FOMC. What's going to happen? Go right now. I'd say probably consolidate, right? Probably choppy. Do I think we just break out and trend through all-time highs before FOMC later today? Probably not. Do I think we sell off? maybe a little more likely, but also probably not. I don't think we just have a huge trend day. Does that mean that can't happen? No. ACH. Literally anything can happen. And I've watched plenty of days where I had a real good expectation based on historical patterns and what I've observed, and none of that mattered because anything can happen. Trump can tweet whatever reasons. Market participants can decide, we want higher prices, or there's absolutely, no sellers in store, buyers are driving it up, a million different things, right? So for those reasons, I like to stay flexible. Talking technically here on the 1 minute, just continuing my whole framing of the day, kind of the thought process I go through, and I hope I don't bore you guys with a really repetitive, similar thing every morning, because this is my thought process. This is what I do when I get on the charts, how I take a look, structure my trading day. Right now, looking at pre-market, overnight session, right, where I pay much more attention to that as I'm actually getting ready to trade. These are the levels that I utilize, overnight high and low, prior day high and low. We're pretty flat. We are flat VWAP, sitting just a couple points off VWAP, 1 point off of VWAP right now. Nothing crazy happening, directional movement, insane pop or dump off of the open. Taking a look at some potential movement, what I could see happening, framing some trade ideas. Take a wild guess, guys. It's the same stuff, the same boring stuff every single day. A sweep of a key level to the upside, I'm looking short. A sweep of a key level to the downside, I'm looking long. That's pretty much the basis of my trading here on ES, even on NQ for pre-market, all that fun stuff. If I'm going to take a look and see, taking a look over at bookmap here for just a moment. Sorry guys, just give me a minute here. Trying to get bookmap set up. We can take a look at bookmap together. But we got a crazy rest of the week, man. I like everybody. I enjoy looking at the volatility. I enjoy paying attention to, the craziness, watching everything play out. I think it can be a little bit dicey. You got to structure your risk. You got to be cautious, right? But all things considered, it makes for some entertainment, right? It makes for an interesting session rather than just, straight up chop. So I was talking to myself this morning, making a game plan for later today, talking about coming on for FOMC, and I might do that. I might run an afternoon session today with you guys, take a look at FOMC. Maybe we load up like an evaluation account, or just, trade on an account that, we don't care about, but watch the FOMC, have an FOMC watch party, because it can get so crazy, and I really think we got a lot of eyes on this one for later today. Okay, so we got bookmap loaded up. Let me go ahead and get this rolling. Again, I'm going to use bookmap to frame a couple more trade ideas, but overnight low, prior day low, overnight high, not really looking for a prior day high way out here. I could see just roughly looking for some potential trades. To the downside, I would be looking down here around prior day low, off the 95s, maybe for a long, right? Sweep down below this key level. We kind of came down, already tested this and popped back up. If I was looking long on something really aggressively, that would have been a nice entry. I think I got something like that on MNQ just now off the open. I had something on order resting. I'm going to have to come back and check that with you guys. But I'd be looking for prior day low for a long sweep of that level. Key level. To the upside, prior week high would be better way up here, but I could see something, maybe just a potential short on a crack above here. Little sweep of this level, you can see it from yesterday, key area right around the 420s. I could be looking short. So that's first areas of interest, right? Is this my area of interest? Well, Zach, what if we just do this? I don't do anything. I just sit here, right? Nothing. So I'll mark it out with some purple lines like I've been doing the last couple days. Keep you guys informed here. You know what? We can do something cool here, right? Not really that cool. Short red, long green. Here's my areas of interest on the chart. Real simple. We can throw those up, make it easy. That's Again, do I immediately get short here? No, I would run a limit order right there if I wanted to. I want to watch what happens up here. This is a zone. I can mark it as a zone. I just like to use array. It's pretty simple because I move these things around. When we come up here, I'll take a look at price action, market structure, how we got there, what does order flow look like, make a discretionary decision whether to enter or not, when exactly to smash the sell button. Maybe we just blast through this, right? I don't want to be short, right? That's the area, the minimum area that I would be looking to get short from. Below here, not really too interested. In between overnight high and the 420s, maybe I could see something in here. I'd allow myself that room. Below prior day low is pretty simple, 395s, but just key levels, areas of interest. Let's take a look together at bookmap, see what we got going here. Let's go ahead and get bookmap loaded up. This is bookmap, my favorite order flow tool. Here's what we're looking at today on bookmap. Quite a bit of liquidity right here at the 415s that we're coming into, right above current price, about a 1.5 away that we are coming up into right now here on ES. Down around those 395s, oh, not trying to trade. Down around those 395s, we got another area of interest, right? This is prior day low, actually right below it's prior day low, 63.9625 on ES. And then down below that, 95s, we've got another 117 in the book. As you can see, we start to drop off until we get all the way down lower here into the 380s, right? So I can see a potential grab of this liquidity and then a move to the upside if we came lower. We're not coming lower right now. Really nice and tight above and below price. We got a little bit. That looks like it's getting moved around right there. 650 on the book. That's a heavy stack of orders, but I'm not sure they want to get filled. Maybe they're just looking to back off a little bit, but that did look like it moved right there. It did. It in fact did. That may continue to get moved away, and it might just be some positioning from a larger player. Doesn't really look like spoofing, but if it just continued to get moved away as we started to get closer, but usually they're not going to wait that long. Anyway, growing CVD, pushing the upside right now, trading 64.13.5. If we push to the upside, here's an interesting level. Looking back for pre-market, I like to take a look at what's been sitting on the book. The 25s are an interesting level, so I'm gonna say I'm gonna move that line that I just marked. This is why I just said I move these things around. I could see the 64.25s as an interesting area. If we pop up there really aggressively through the 20s, that could be an interesting area, at least a level of interest on my chart that I want to pay attention to, right? Up above that, we don't get really thin, right? We don't drop off to nothing. We do have orders all the way up to the 64.40s, back above prior week high, near prior day high, right? I have prior day high marked as 64.42.5 here on ES. So we could go either way on this. There's nothing this is definitely standout, right? There's nothing really stacked up one side. For example, if we had like not a lot of sell side orders, but we got really heavy liquidity stacked equal distant apart, multiple 200 lots across multiple price levels, maybe that would give me a really, really clear direction. Or if we're opening up with like, ooh, here we go, got some volatility. Or if we were opening up with a really, really heavy or very negative CVD, that could be interesting. Heavy volatility coming in on that one, guys. We're not at 10 a.m. where we have news just yet, 9:48, so don't know that that's anything scheduled, but this could be a dicey day. This could be a dicey day, right? I started and spent more time looking at forexfactory.com today than anything else, right? I did that for a reason. It is FOMC day. We want to be cautious coming into that. We could see a lot of rapid shifts in volatility like this ahead of that, right? Positioning, larger players, doing different things. Again, forget about the narrative. I start to say things like that, and oftentimes I just remind myself, forget about the narrative. Pattern recognition. Oftentimes, because I sit and stare at the chart, and you might also, for days and weeks and months and years, ahead of FOMC, what does price action and market structure look like? Sometimes it looks rangy, a lot of consolidation, but also some rapid shifts in volatility, for any one of those underlying reasons, right? If it helps you to create a why behind price movement, go for it. It really doesn't help me, so I try to catch myself once I start creating a narrative of what might be happening. How is that really going to help me? Does it really matter? No, I'm really a technical trader. Very, very little fundamentals outside of paying attention to when financial news events are and creating pattern recognition, implicit memory as to what happens with price action, market structure, order flow, volume, the tools that I use, right? So that's kind of the way that I like to think about this thing that we do. So here we go. Looking like we want to sell off through these 07s, head lower. Now, these 05s, 6405s is right above overnight low. I'm looking long off of this. That caused a little bit of a shift here. Selling off now, but we could just continue to chop right around VWAP. You know, VWAP at 6410s. You know, we really just been chopping here for quite a while since market open at 9:30. Let's see if we start to get some movement. And we'll see what you guys got going on in the chat. As I crack my sparkling water, my San Pellegrino. New York planning to go up. Short that YM to hell. ACH to all-time high. Wolf. Ralph, what's going on? You guys are talking. Talking about not... Damn, I can't even crack this. Weekly, huh? There we go. Idea for the afternoon stream. Have a troll account on TradingView for FOMC and YOLO it. Yeah, you know, Wolf, what I've done in the past to, like, control myself, right, to really just, like, take risk off, is I'll dedicate an eval, right? Like, I was used to be trading Top Step, you know, quite heavily, and I would buy a specific... Ooh, we got some orders getting moved around right here on bookmap. But I would buy a specific eval account, a challenge account, and I would really write it off. I'd be like, this is going to blow, but I'm just going to have some fun, right? I'm going to build some experience. Maybe I want to build a strategy around trading. For example, what I really told myself this year was right around the election. And for election night, you know, the market's going to move like crazy. And you can get FOMO. You can get fear of missing out and want to get involved. If you don't want to allow yourself to get involved in accounts you care about, funded accounts, you know, live accounts, for example, giving yourself either a demo account or even better, really little bit of you know, skin in the game can allow you to kind of exercise that desire and maybe build some experience around it, right? Because if you haven't traded a lot of FOMCs, maybe you want to do that on evals or like you said, the TradingView troll account. No trading for me this afternoon. Have to get other things done. Nice. Nice. Yeah, it's a crazy week to trade, guys. Crazy week to trade, for sure. But sometimes better than just a whole lot of nothing that we often see. I don't, like I said, I don't mind it. Checking some messages here. See what we got going on. Nice thing about having a community and being part of, you know, different communities is you get like a, I like to say like your finger on the pulse of what's going on, right? Of the markets, of, you know, the retail prop firm space. You know, so I always just take a glance over a couple different chats. I try not to get too involved. You know, I'm not looking for people's trade ideas. You know, but all of a sudden, if everyone's blowing up, you know, a chat saying Project X having platforms, all of a sudden we got lag. It's nice to see that, right? You know, early on. Maybe you say, hey, I'm not gonna do anything too crazy because I don't want to generate a stuck in a trade type situation. All right, so let's see what the market's got for us today. Got a couple levels marked out on my chart. 25s or the 395s. I'd want to see what happens as we get down here. If we started to sell off or push to the upside really, really aggressively, I would want to take a look. But as always, guys, I appreciate you hopping on here. Here, let me come back over to the main screen. That's enough for bookmap. If you want to check out bookmap, I will throw the link in the chat real quick before I jump away. If you guys don't know, like I said from the beginning, I'm partnered and affiliated with a couple of these companies, Bookmap and Top One Futures being the two that are in play here today. Can't be unbiased if I stand to make money. I personally think Bookmap is an awesome order flow tool You don't need to use bookmap. You don't need to use top one. You don't need to use anything. You can use maybe a different depth of market, traditional depth of market on whatever platform you're trading on. That's going to be enough for you. I like bookmap for the heat map. I like bookmap for the cumulative volume delta, the way that it displays these types of things. I think it'd be very helpful. So let's jump back out. Jump back out over to the top one futures account. Again, I was saying I got a couple levels marked out, areas of interest, the 25s here to the upside, the 95s to the downside, outside of overnight low, prior day low to the downside, outside of overnight high to the upside. Come back out to the 15. You'll kind of see what that looks like by way of volume, right? Maybe we got a couple tests down here. This is a nice level. This is a nice level to look for. Potential area of interest. And to the upside, we could really push here. We could come all the way up like through the 35s if we really started to push to the upside. So I might look for something down here, a little bit more aggressive if we kind of crack up on a little bit of momentum. But we're going to have to see. So far, choppy. Again, FOMC day, you know, like I said, I might hop back on in the afternoon. So if I don't get something here this morning, you know, don't fret. I'm probably gonna hop on the afternoon, like Wolf was mentioning. I'll probably load something up. We'll look at NQ. We'll see if we can't blow an eval or something. You know, something fun like that. But you know, in a way that we say, hey, look, we're taking risk off. We're not trading on accounts that we really care about, because a lot of this is just gambling. You know, unless that's your specialty, right? Unless that's what you do day in and day out. You are a momentum-based trader. There's very few, but they are out there. Very few, but they're out there. So let me go ahead and throw this back up. We also have, while we're hanging out watching this market not do anything, we also have 50K accounts to get given away. If you guys are regulars on the stream, you know I do a couple of these a week. Multiple random days, random times. We haven't done one yet this week. Maybe we see one later on this stream. I don't know. You're going to have to hang out to find out. Just a little bit about these. They're no purchase necessary. All you need to do is fill out a form, basic contact info. Again, you don't have to do anything. You can hang out free here every day, all day, whatever. You want a chance to win? No purchase necessary. Fill out a basic form. You can only fill it out once. Random days, random times. You don't have to ask me where the giveaway is, where the form is, because I yap about it nonstop. I pin it in the chat. I put the screen up that says giveaway time, all that fun stuff. But if you want to hang out on the stream, maybe we get a chance for one of those. Idea for the troll account: put 1,000 to 2,000 NQ just before FOMC and see how it goes, and just to watch $1 million pour in. Yeah. We can't win if we already have an account. You can. There's no limits on this one. To the person that just asked that, no limits. If you've already won, you can win again. If you have an account with them, you can win. If you don't have an account, you can win. It's non-discriminatory. Everybody can win. It's 100% random. I do random number generator. I pick someone right on the stream. You can win no matter what. You could ask Wolf. Unfortunately, I don't pick my friends. Sorry, Wolf. People that ask win the giveaway get a 3 times chance to win. No. People that ask win the giveaway do not get multiples of a chance to win. I can tell you that. I don't know what's up with my lighting today, but I keep falling to the background of this green screen. Yeah, you guys are laughing at that. Ralph, can you trade right from bookmap? Probably not top one futures, but your personal account. You can. You can trade directly from bookmap, from brokerages that allow it. Like, for example, the live broker that I work with allows me to trade directly through bookmap. I don't do that because I like bookmap just on the side as a second screen. I like it more just as software. You can trade through bookmap from a number of brokers. You can also trade through bookmap from certain prop firms. Certain prop firms that would potentially allow that. I think that's something that will probably come to top one futures in the future, because they're looking to do the opposite of what other firms are doing and really allow more choices, right? If you want to trade with whatever, platform you want to trade with, why are they going to limit you on that? That's kind of the thought process. But yes, you can trade directly through bookmap. I just don't think it's really easy and intuitive to use, so I prefer a traditional candlestick chart, which I'm always going to use. But if you were someone who was like, I only am going to read, the bookmap heat map, and I want to trade right from that, I think that could be a great option for you. You can look for brokers that allow that. Personally, for me, I was testing with Motive Wave on the side. I wanted to use Quant Tower actually for my personal live account, but I was testing with Motive Wave, and now I'm just back to TradingView. I don't love trading off of TradingView. I don't think it's super intuitive. It's laggy and slow, but that's the best option that I could find for, web. I like a web-based platform. I like a mobile and desktop or web-based, that works with Mac. A TradingView chart, or at least a chart that I could trade off of. So that's been fun to work with so far. But yeah, fun stuff in the live accounts. Watching this thing test VWAP right here. What did you not like about Motive Wave? Yeah, Motive Wave is really advanced. Really advanced. It's a really cool platform, and I don't want to say anything negative about it. I had one odd thing happen, and I think it's user error, where I adjusted a take profit and a stop, and the original one filled. And it seemed like it was confirmed on the platform side, but the original one still filled. But again, I think it was user error. I think I just did it in a way where I didn't confirm it. But the main reason for coming off of Motive Wave, it was really advanced and nice, and I had automated trade management, which I really liked, where I could set auto break even with an offset. They have a really intuitive DOM and order flow system in there. It's very, very cool, very advanced. But for me, I think it would have been a long learning curve to get really comfortable on. It's very customizable, and it just would have been probably a couple of months, and I just didn't want to take that much more time. So maybe in the future I'll do it. I also didn't love the mobile app for Motive Wave, and I have situations where I step away from the chart, or I'm using my computer for something else, and I want something essentially that syncs automatically, right? Like if I have a trade on Project X, for example, I close this out and I run outside. I have Project X on my phone. I open it up. I have a TradingView chart. I have a DOM, all that stuff right there. The trade's running. It was not as intuitive and smooth between the two for Motive Wave. But I think Motive Wave, honestly, for Mac users, because it has an iOS native platform, which is great. I think it's an awesome platform. If you want to trade a live account, or maybe with another platform that allows Motive Wave, you want really advanced charting features, advanced trade management, so many different things you can do with trade management, which is really cool. And they have an order flow system on there, advanced depth of market, order flow charts that kind of display similar to bookmap with like a heat map style. Really cool. But I just think it's definitely something you're gonna have to learn. You're gonna have to watch YouTube videos on. You're gonna have to take your time. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes, and I made one in a live account, which I knew, this one that I loaded up, this live account that I loaded up, it's just a test account, right? You got to get comfortable on any new platform that you're using. You're gonna make mistakes, right? And if you're in a live account, it's gonna cost real money depending on what you're trading. I didn't size it down too much. I'm trading ES minis. But anyway, that's kind of my thought. That was my thought on Motive Wave. I just didn't like how it didn't really mesh so nicely on the mobile side, and I had an error that I really didn't love, and I couldn't really understand why it happened, which didn't give me a good vote of confidence. And I decided that I either spend weeks or months learning this new platform and making a whole bunch of mistakes, and I just didn't want to do that. I also don't chart on it. I was never going to chart on it. That was the other reason. Sorry. I know this is a long rant. I think it's important to talk about stuff like this, how you come to determine, different things. I also was never going to chart on that chart. I from the beginning, I wrote it off. I'm a TradingView born and raised, and I'm always going to chart on a TradingView chart. So it's I'm back to logging in through my broker, to TradingView, with CQG data. And again, TradingView charts are great. Trading off of a TradingView chart, I mean, like not like this, just the regular TradingView platform logged in. There's lag. There is a delay. You can look at it yourself. Put the top step. put a Top Step X or a Project X or a Top 1 Futures chart or a bookmap chart, any chart, next to a TradingView chart, and you will display a noticeable split-second lag in price, which bothers me. I don't like that. But I could chart right from it and trade right from it. It's pretty simple to look at, what you're doing. Hard to make a mistake. But it's not advanced when it comes to your options for trading. There's not a lot of automated trade options. It's pretty intuitive when it comes to mapping out risk. It's pretty easy to set custom brackets. You can drag things around very easily. So it's very beginner friendly, user friendly. So that's where I'm at for now. Hope that helps. That was a long answer, but I think it could be important to talk about. There's probably some other platform out there for me in the future. I think it's just going to be hard for me to ever find something that I want to actually chart on and trade on, and then just run bookmap on the side. Which is why I really like Project X for trading, because it's a TradingView chart. It's fast execution speeds. I wish they had some more advanced tools on here, but for the most part, it's pretty damn good. TradingView on the side, but obviously no live account, no personal live account, like a cash account. I'm not talking about going live with a prop firm. So yeah. But again, I think that's why when I talk about stuff, guys, I really think there's not one best for everybody. And when people say the best, this is the best platform, the best is subjective, right? So, there's someone that's going to hate Project X and love Project X, hate Trade-O-Vate, love Trade-O-Vate, right? For a number of different reasons. They all have their advantages and disadvantages. Some things have things that others don't, and it comes down to you as a trader and so many different things. So many different things that you use, your preferences, types of accounts you're trading, the way that you trade, all of that. So, just like trading itself, there's no one best way to trade. There's no one way to do this. As you can see demonstrated from many different traders that make money trading very different systems, styles, approaches. They all use different platforms, different tools. You got to find what's best for you personally. So, I hope a live broker picks up Project X at some point. They already are. I think we're going to see that with Top Step. Very soon. They've positioned themselves to do that. I think they will probably be the first, and then I think many other, maybe at the same time, other brokers will allow it, like Plus 500, which is where all of the live accounts with prop firms go for Project X. So maybe it will open up and it won't just be Top Step, but Top Step's already positioned themselves to do that. That's looks like it's coming pretty quickly. I don't see the need to do that. I would just prefer a regular broker, just to have a relationship with a broker and keep prop firm stuff separate. But we'll see how that goes. We'll see. But Project X is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, I really like it. It's my preferred platform if I have to pick one. It's this one. Easy to use, very intuitive, clean. The tools make sense. Things like the risk settings, really, really nice. The trade reporting, everything. People complain about slippage, but they've really started to debunk some of that, which is interesting. They really are taking a hard stance against that. People say the fills suck, and so they're challenging people to compare it, and maybe some more of it will come out. But again, I don't think Project X is the best for everybody. I think there's many things that could be a complete deal breaker. But it's interesting to talk about because again, this stuff is important. We're yapping about platforms and whatever. This stuff is important. These are your weapons of choice, right? These are the tools you're using to go to battle, and you got to find what works well for you and then really learn them like the back of your hand, right? Here's the example. If you take a professional Formula One driver, right, and it's the guy that wins every weekend, and you put him in any one of the other cars, he will be in dead last place. It's not because the car is not fast enough or it can't do a lot of the same things, but it's because the controls are all in a different place. The seat adjustment is different. The distance of where everything is all completely different. The feel of everything is all slightly different, right? So, it is important to get, especially if you're going to be on low time frames, trading intraday, really important to get comfortable on a platform, right? And if you're going to trade technically, their pattern recognition is you know, the way that you're interpreting this stuff, I think is important to stay focused on, you know, one platform, which is why so many traders like myself say, like, I swap a platform and I suck. I'm terrible, right? We see it with a lot of traders. They swap platforms, they go to a different chart, and you know, it's a learning curve, a big learning curve to get comfortable. My example was Tradeovate. I tried on Tradeovate. I couldn't win a trade on Tradeovate. You know, it was like, you know, just the whole feel is different. The chart is different, where the whole order and execution system is different. The display once you're in a trade is different. The way the candles print and move is very different. It's all, you know, it all feels completely different. It's the same overall. It's a Japanese candlestick chart, right? But these nuances are important if you are a technical trader. So yeah, I would prefer a regular broker as well. Yeah. I think we'll see it. I think we'll see it pretty soon. I think they'll make themselves available as a platform to be used with other with brokers, right? You know, like if you go to you know, any one of the major U.S. futures brokers, right? You can pick whatever you want, right? Like the broker that I trade with, you can pick whatever platform you want. TradingView, MotiveWave, Sierra Charts, Bookmap, you know, Quant Tower, Addis, you know, like all there's like 60. You know, you could just pick. You know, essentially, then you choose your data with that broker, right? You pay for whatever data you want, Rhythmic, CQG, top of book, or MBO, and then you get your login and you go and log in. And you can trade with whatever broker you want, with whatever platform you want. So hopefully we get that option with Project X. They may go a different route, and they may be more like a Tradeovate, which, you know, it's their own native platform, and then they are a broker themselves. There could be something along the lines like that. But I think it's plus 500, which is a Project X. Let's go to projectx.com. Yeah, brokerage partners, yeah, plus 500. Data and platform partners, CME Group, Data Bento, which I don't know what it is, Quant Tower, and TradingView CQG. So CTS, I'm guessing, is a broker also. I just don't know them. Yep. Yeah. But plus 500 is oh, I get it. So CTS is partnered with plus 500. That's one and the same. I get it. I get it. It's plus 5. I don't know. I don't really know this. Hang on one second. I thought plus 500 was not just a platform. Yeah, okay, there we go. Yeah, plus 500 is a, I got plus 500 Technologies is what I was looking at. Yeah, plus 500 is a broker. So that's who they're partnered with. I'm interested to see, because you can't open a plus 500 account and trade on Project X, but that's probably what will happen at the same time that Top Step tries to do this, unless they somehow get like exclusive rights to it. But be interesting to see. Yeah, Project X is pretty cool. Where do you see that on the site? I can't find it. Yeah, here's like just so you guys know, so because I think this is important. It's often like not clear, right? Because when Project X first launched, they were only with Top Step, and then they called it Top Step X, which was kind of like not really a great thing to do, because everyone just came to know that as what we're looking at right here as Top Step X, like as if Top Step owns it. It's its own thing. I'm linking it in the chat right now. I'm not partnered or affiliated with Project X. I don't have anything to do with that site, so be cautious. But there's all of the information from Project X, the platform. You could look at features, technology, API, all that type of stuff. If you go all the way over to as we're just watching the market do nothing, guys, but I want to see if they had that. They had a list somewhere on that site. Frequently asked questions. Yeah, they used to have a like a list, like a prop firm list, but they got like 20, you know, so it's quite a bit nowadays. But anyway, we got sidetracked on there. Yeah, research, find what's best for you. Not trading evals today. I have a 50K account set up. Nice. Yeah, be cautious today, guys. We're doing nothing. Again, we're talking about platforms, talking about prop firms, talking about brokerages. We're hanging out. Nothing on the chart at all for me. Literally nothing. So this is good conversation, though. We can talk about different stuff. You know, I think like if you guys ever have again, hop in the free Discord. I'm more than happy to talk to you. If you guys don't know, I run a 100% free Discord. I've played around with a lot of different platforms. I've made a lot of different mistakes, and I'm happy to give you my 2 cents in a not that I know what's best, because I'm an idiot and I definitely don't have it all figured out. And I'm always also happy to like hear from you guys, right? Like I asked some questions to one of the main guys in my Discord talking about like Quant Tower. I was getting a lot of information from him with Quant Tower when I was kind of like interested in that. So it could be helpful just to hear from different people. But if you guys want to yap about platforms and technology, that type of stuff, I'm more than happy to. You know, I think some of it can kind of go too far, and it's like, well, you know, we're not talking about trading itself or, you know, risk management or psychology, which I do think is always at the forefront. But it can be helpful. It can be interesting. I would also say, you know, only downside I will say here, only downside of getting super comfortable on Project X, if you are getting super comfortable on Project X, is unless and until we have a way to just open our own live accounts and trade on the Project X platform from whatever broker we want to use, you are setting yourself up to switch platforms when you come into your own live account. You can trade on TradingView. You can log in and trade a live account on TradingView, which is what I do, but it's not the same as Project X. It's very similar. The charting's the same, but the execution, the feel is a little bit different. So that's worth noting. It's on the main page. Cool. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Just in here for the vibes today. Watch the market today. Feels like NQ has been loading up the clip and emptying it on my head top this month. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. Yeah, this is interesting. Classic wiki NQ move. Kind of nice though, right? You know, again, I'll check it in a second, guys, but this is exactly what I look for on. We're getting it on NQ and not on ES, but exactly what I look for in NQ. Right? I think I had a limit order. I'll have to double check. I think I had a limit order at 55, right below all these lows, tagged in and looking to come back above VWAP. Limit sell right above here would have worked as well. Really, really simple movement. We don't always get this. Oftentimes we come up here and we just rip. But maybe slightly more often than not, and/or a good way to structure risk, right? Because I was long from down here. I've been running a fixed $500 risk on these accounts. The 50Ks puts me at 200 ticks with 5 micros. Very clean, very clean. I'm gonna have to come back and take a look at that. But yeah, this is tough, man. NQ's been NQ. I don't think NQ's been too different. But right back at VWAP, nothing going on with these. This is classic ahead of FOMC, guys. So if you hopped on late and you don't know, we'll look at forexfactory.com. It's FOMC day, right? We're waiting for the federal funds rate, which is a major market mover. There's a that's at 2 p.m. Eastern today. There's a press conference with Jerome Powell afterwards at 2 p.m. that traditionally continues to move the market all over the place. And then we also have Trump speaking. We got NFP Friday. We have more news tomorrow and Friday, and we also have that tariff deadline. So I was reading some of the chat. Hang on one second. Question: if I win an account, but I'm still paper trading and not quite ready to go live, technically not live, but to trade a prop account, can we wait until we are ready for a live account? Jeremy, technically no. Technically no. If you win today, which we have, 50K accounts get given away today. If you win today, the 50K instant funded account, just making sure I got the right thing up while I'm talking about it, you would get it from an email, comes directly from Top One. I love the way they do that. This way it's not a code or some BS, because you can only have one main account with Top One as far as like the login information goes. Comes right from Top One. You would have to activate it. There's no activation fee. You might be able to ask them to keep it paused, right? But you do have to activate it. The only thing I'll say is you can open and close a trade once every 2 weeks, and the account will stay active. So what I do on accounts that I am not actively trading is I will just open and close a micro trade, right? I would go to MES or MNQ, and I would open and close one micro trade. At the worst, you're gonna lose a couple dollars, like less than $5 every 2 weeks. And while you doesn't feel good to do that, that's how you would keep an account active. I wouldn't attempt to try to make money every single time, because that can lead down a stupid dark path of like taking a one micro trade to keep an account active and then starting to go into drawdown, which I've seen a lot of people do, and I've almost done myself. But that's what I would do. That's the workaround. Almost all prop firms have an inactivity rule where you have to take a trade once every certain amount of time. I would open and close a micro. There's mostly minimum hold time. There's minimum hold time rules as well with Top One. You can count to 10 and then close it. Simple. But that's what I would do. If not, and you win it, you could also, so wouldn't waste it. Yeah, you can ask them, right? You can ask them, can I pause it? You can reach out to support and say, I just won this account. It's on my Top One dashboard. Can I pause this and then come back to you guys and ask you to unpause it? I would do that first, maybe before you even do it. But that's a smart move. It shows you are disciplined. You're waiting till you feel you are ready with a demo account to get real comfortable. But what I might do, Jeremy, is if I was you, here's exactly what I would do. I would activate it. I would take one micro trade. This way you have another 2 weeks. I would lose $5 or $10. Let's just say it immediately goes against you and you close it. And then I would trade the practice account that you get from Top One Futures. When you have an active account, you can have a practice account with Top One Futures, and that allows you to trade on Project X right here and do the exact same thing, right? So with no risk on the line. So that's what I would do. I think that's helpful. But again, I would be really disciplined about just opening and closing one micro trade on ES. I would count to 10 and then close it out, whether it's a winner or a loser. Let it be, and just keep the account active. So watching this start to pop up towards overnight high. Hanging out with you guys. Yeah, 425s is all we have on bookmap up here. Not a whole lot. My bad, Zach's giving away instant accounts. Yeah, they are I'll share this one again. They are the straight to funded 50K accounts. If you want to know exactly what they are the straight to funded 50K accounts. If you want to just take a look at that together while we're hanging out, watching the market start to climb a little bit. Here's what we're looking at on Top One Futures. Whoa, opened up the wrong tab. The straight to funded SimPro account. It's this bad boy right here. If you want to check out Top One Futures, this is the main site. Link is in the chat. Code RDF is going to get you 55% off. And I'll let you guys in on a little extra detail here, how you can get the absolute best deal. head over to the site and sign up for their, where is it? Sign up for their newsletter. Just going to throw that out there. There's a pop-up here if you haven't been to the site before. Sign up for their newsletter. Head to the site, wait for the pop-up, sign up for their newsletter, and you may or may not have an even more aggressive discount using code RDF and something additional. But these accounts are the main ones right here. They're all 55% off right now with RDF, but these are the badass ones, instant sim funded. I would encourage you to take a look at these accounts. You can get into these bad boys for under $300, a 50K, $2,000 max loss limit, $3,000 profit target. Compare that against the competition. Another key note: a lot of guys are comparing against Tradeify and some of the other prop firms out there. I would encourage you to look at what the payout is once you get to a profit target. So, for example, once you make it to $3,000, which is the profit target almost across all of these instant funded accounts that you find, with Top 1 Futures, you're taking out $2,500. There's a 90-10 profit split. So some comes off the top of that, but you're taking out $2,500. At many other firms, it's not that aggressive. You're taking out $2,000 or less with a 90-10 or even 80-20 profit split. So take that stuff into consideration. Weigh all of the rules, right? What are the minimum days to trading days to pay out, right? Is there a scaling rule? No. Consistency rule, standard consistency rule here, 20%, copy trade up to 3 accounts. So, stuff like that I think can be important. Link is in the chat if you guys want to check that out. I'll throw that one back in while we're hanging out, watching this market kind of just chop around. Swept overnight high. Maybe that's all we do. Maybe that's all we are going to do today. Zach Wyan popped nicely here, 10-15 candle. Yeah, ES and NQ got a little bit of it. Oh, got a little bit of lag here. I don't like that. Uh-oh. Hang on. Let's get a little reload going. There we go. Yeah, NQ got a little bit of it. YM, we're saying, had a nice pop. Yeah. Yep, nice pop to the upside, sweeping highs. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm not too excited by this market today. FOMC day. This week is a tough one. Not an enormous amount of progress. My pre-market stuff has been playing pretty nicely. I'm looking at the 25s for a short. Maybe we get one more crack up there, but this looks like a sweep of overnight high, come right back down to VWAP type of move, and we're just going to chop here. Which we might do, but I wouldn't want to get short here with a stop loss right here. That's not going to be helpful for me. So, we'll hang out. We'll hang out and take a look and see. We will have to see, chat. We'll have to see. Testing overnight high, maybe coming right back down in. We'll have to find out. We will have to find out, chat. But as we're hanging, waiting for this market to move, I appreciate you guys hopping on, as always. These morning sessions have been tough, man. I'll tell you what's worked nicer for me. Really has been the pre-market move, sometimes into the open. So just to talk about this approach on NQ for this morning, MNQ, a couple things that have helped me out here. First off, I seem to do much better on the 50K accounts, right? And we can talk a little bit about why that is, but I think it's just for a basic reason that the profit target to max loss limit is just generally better across prop firms to work yourself towards payouts. So, like, if I look at my history trading props, the vast majority, like 90%, were from 50Ks. I started with the 150Ks, struggled, came to the 50Ks, worked out really, really nicely, attempted to go back to the 150Ks. I think I still have only one with Top Step that I've taken like one payout from or two payouts from. The 50Ks, I don't know, I just seem to do better on them. They're cheaper to begin with, so they are just a little bit lower risk, but that doesn't bother me so much. For me, I just like to look at what percent am I allowed to lose versus what percent I have to make. And then how much money do I stand to take out once I make that amount? And a lot of people don't know this. I made a whole video on it. I've talked about it a lot. Technically, right, if you are a great experienced trader, the biggest, baddest account, whatever that is probably going to be best, right? You have less room to work in the 50Ks, but I was always able to make that work on micros. That never really seemed to bother me. So when you look at top one futures, for example, like we can come right back down here and show you the example. And like, I always try to keep it real with you guys, right? I should be biased to say, hey, 150K accounts only, right? Because I stand to make money, and if you spend more money, I'll make more money, right? I'm trying to be honest with what works best for me. The 50Ks, and here's why, right? In the 50K account, and this example is pretty standard, like this is the same across other firms. Not all of them, but if you look at the profit target to drawdown and then how much you can stand to take out once you hit the profit target, you'll see something really interesting. 50K account size, right? You have a $2,000 max loss limit. The 150K account size, you have a 4,500. Now this is different on some firms. There's 6,000, but if you take Top Step for example, or some of the other major players out there, this is similar. How much money do you have to make in the 50K before you can take a payout? $3,000, right? You have to put up $3,000 on $2,000, right? Not $4,000. You don't have to double this amount. How much do you have to put up on the 150K? You got to put up $9,000. You have to double the amount, right? So that in itself, profit target to drawdown is not equal across these accounts. The profit target to drawdown ratio, objectively, just the math, is better here, right? Another key piece, how much money can you withdraw once you become eligible? Well, you have to put up 6%. You have to put up 3,000. Is it 6%? Hold on, guys. I'm an idiot. I want to make sure. Yeah, you have to put up 6% in each of these, which is 3,000 or 9,000 over here on the 150K, right? That means, okay, so 3,000 in the 150K is the profit target before you become eligible. Following all the other rules, 20% consistency, right? A whole bunch of other stuff. You can take out $2,500 of that 3K when you put up 3K on the 50K. You can take out $3,500 of the 9K. The percent that you can take out relative to the profit that you make is much larger over here, right? Much larger. So, these are things to consider. These are things to consider when you're picking an account for yourself. What are obvious downsides of the 50K? You're not able to leverage as much, right? You are not able to take out 3,500 times 3 maybe. You're only taking out 2,500 times 3. So that max payout that you're going to take out is objectively smaller. You also have less room to work, just out of the gate, right? Not comparing all the other stuff. You got a $2,000 max loss limit. Over here, you got 4,500. It's a lot more room to work, right? Also, the price isn't triple, right? I mean, these are discounted heavier with code RDF and, other discounts from the email, right? So this account actually is under $300 right now. It's wild. I think it's almost $250. It's $259. I think it comes to $259, the craziest, all of the discounts added deal you can get right now. But this account isn't triple the price, right? That's the structure, and that's kind of similar across firms as well. Although it is more, you're not paying triple the way that you are at some other firms. So, but taking these things into consideration, I think, is important. And for me, I've just kind of gone both routes, and I seem to do better on the 50Ks. Just for that example, maybe that's just my experience level. Maybe you say, Zach, you can't trade larger size or whatever it is. I think it's because I can just build a bigger buffer and take out payouts whenever I want quicker, rather than having to shoot for these much larger profit targets before you take out smaller amounts of money. So that's the thought process. I've got 7 of these 150Ks, the straight to sim funded pro accounts. I killed my 150K instant funded accounts back at the beginning of August, or middle of the way through August, and I started trading 3 of the 50Ks. You guys know, because the first time I was trading them was London session. I've only continued to trade them. I shouldn't say that. I think I've traded them pre-market, mostly pre-market. But I've got 3 of them that are very close to payout, and 1 that I think I'm payout eligible in right now. I have to look after this live stream and actually find out, but I think I'm payout eligible in 1 of them now, to take out $2,500 after putting up over $3,000 in profit in it. So, that's the thought process. Again, my overall, just where I'm at with prop firms, my overall goal is not to just work towards a lot of payouts. I've talked about some of this. It's to work slowly but surely, try to not kill a lot of accounts on the way to trading consistently and well, and something that is scalable for a live account. To take a couple payouts on the way to being considered for a live account. That's my goal. Why? I can just trade a large size live account if I want to, right? And I do. And I don't have to rely on payouts from prop firms. So I'm in a unique, different situation than some others. Along with that, I don't think the opportunity is amazing to try to trade full time off of straight up sim profits. I think you should have, if you want to be in the prop firm game for a while, which I want to, as well as trading my own live account. I think the focus should be on, I'm going to trade these for a while. I'm going to take a couple payouts from them eventually. And then they're going to look at my trading and they're going to say, you suck at trading, and or you are a straight up sim farmer. We're going to evaluate you further. We're going to ban you. We're not going to give you a live account, right? Or we're going to really tighten up on you in a live account. Or, hey, you traded consistently. Yeah, you lost some accounts, as most traders do, on the way to working towards some payouts, but you were actually attempting to trade. Congratulations, you took a couple payouts from the same accounts. Here's your live account, right? Work slowly but surely and scale from there. I think that can be the goal, and it should be the goal for many in this space nowadays. We are watching the path to live get faster and faster. With Top 1 Futures, it's 2 payouts from these accounts and you're considered, 3 payouts from the other accounts, but they moved people up faster. Somebody got moved after 1 payout. Because their trading was excellent. They say, you're ready for a live account. We're going to put you in, and we're going to put money behind your trading, that type of stuff. So you have no consistency rule, no upside cap at all, daily payouts, all of these types of things. One other consideration, I will say that while we're talking about it, one other consideration, I'm coming back over this, since we're just kind of on the prop firm, thought process. Oftentimes, the path to live is different for different account sizes, right? So, for example, with Top 1 Futures, I'm only taking, if I'm getting called from a 50K account, I'm only taking 5K max. The 150K account allows you to take 15K. Does that matter if you did well starting with a $2,000 loss limit? Yeah, it does. You have a bigger buffer, but maybe not, maybe it's not the biggest deal in the world to you. But it's something to consider. Same with other firms. When you get called up, there's a max amount that you can take live, potentially, right? If all this goes well for you, that differs between account sizes. And, if you're going to make it to a live account, it's great to start with the largest amount that you possibly can. So that's worth noting as well. But if the difference is between, you taking 5 times as long and struggling in the larger account size versus getting yourself paid out on the way, and to to be vetted for a live account in a smaller account size. Maybe that's the way that you go. You get into that live account and you build it nice and slow. So that's some thought process there. But I always like to just talk about my trading. I went right into the 150K accounts with top 1 futures, and lo and behold, did not get the results that I wanted. I think as a whole, my trading was just not amazing. I was trading different accounts, right? Different consistency rules, getting comfortable. They had some changes that went through, not making excuses. And also just tough markets for me and my approach. But I don't think it's a coincidence that I hop over to the 50K accounts and I'm, all of a sudden I'm, heavy profit all the way towards taking payouts, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes, but that's my thought process. I'm going to if I kill these, if I kill these, which I'm hoping not to do, but this is my original set of 7 straight to funded Sim Pro accounts. If I kill these, I'm going to trade the 50Ks. I'm going to trade these straight to funded Sim Pro 50Ks, one at a time, probably, which just gives me a whole lot more room to trade pre-market during the day, that type of stuff, and look to work towards payouts. Copy trading is great as well, but you can also consider what your goal is. If your goal is to take max payouts copy trading, great, copy trade. If your goal is to get moved to a live account in the fastest path possible and you want to give yourself the best opportunity to do that, maybe it's not copy trading all these accounts at one time. Maybe it's trading one at a time, because you're only going to get considered and taken from one the profit from one account. That's how it functions here at Top One. So worth noting. Big picture stuff. So, but yeah, let's see if I can log in. I'm gonna see if I can log into this. Nice, yeah. I hit a payout target for one of these 50Ks. Cool. Oh, that's wrong. Start trade period is definitely wrong. I don't know. That's the wrong date. I was thinking about it and I said August before. When did I start trading this? What the hell? Oh, they have it listed like the European way. The beginning of this month. Yeah, the 8th of July. That's when I started trading these. Nice. Cool. Yeah, let me throw this up on the screen. We got a 50K over the line for a payout. Here's what we're looking at, guys. Nothing crazy. Nice little 2,500 bucks. But again, my goal is going to be to attempt to not lose these and work towards a live account. That's my game plan. Cool. Anyway, I'll pull it up. I talked about that earlier too. Like my goal is not a ton of payouts from prop accounts. It might be your goal for right now or just one, right? As you start to get more consistent, your goals shift. For me, it's creating good, scalable risk management and trading within prop accounts, trading and getting paid out for your time spent on the way to getting considered for a live account, right? But I already got my live account, my own personal cash account, where there ain't no rules. It's just the regulations and what the broker margin requirements are. So you make or lose a lot of money doing that, but that's what we'll be focused on. Yeah, chopping here around overnight low. Looking at the markets here. Sorry guys, we're yapping about prop firms here. Yapping about prop firms. Not just that, I think if we can't handle small capital, we never manage larger capital. Small doesn't mean micro minute. I mean $1,500 to $2,500 drawdown. Yeah, I think the profit target still psychologically affect us. I hate to say it, but I'm starting to realize just appreciating the fact that a trader is funded helps to counter forcing trades. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, all of that stuff. I agree with both of those. You got to be able to trade small before you can trade big, right? Psychology-wise. And then also psychology-wise, knowing that you have a profit target is a challenge, right? It's a line in the sand for evals and for funded accounts. It can be tough. So, you know, that's challenging. That's challenging. This market is not doing anything, guys. This is not doing anything. I appreciate you guys hanging out on here. Here's what we're going to do, team. It's Wednesday. You guys are cool. I'm getting paid on top one today, which is fun. You know what time it is, guys? It's giveaway time. Link is not in the chat just yet. You know what we got to do to get this rolling. We got 35, 36 people on YouTube right now. That's really what I'm going to count is the YouTube likes. We're going to run a giveaway today. We got 70, 100 overall. We got like 30 people on X. Go ahead and smash the like button. If we can run the YouTube likes up to, how many people we got on here? We can run the YouTube likes up to 40. I'm going to put the banner on here. 40 likes, we are going to do a 50K account giveaway. Let me edit this. Giveaway at 40 likes. Giveaway at 40 likes. Appreciate you guys for hopping on. As always, go ahead, smash the like button. We'll be giving out a 50K account live here. No purchase necessary. I'm going to wait for those likes to get hit, and then what will happen is a form will drop in the chat. No purchase necessary. Somebody fills it out, and somebody gets funded. I picked someone right here on the stream. There's only 68 people on... Oh, no, hold on. Let me see. Let me do the total. 68 plus 29. I'm an idiot. 97 overall across all of the streaming platforms. So you have better than a 1. And honestly, I get like 40 people that fill it out. You're probably going to have a 1 in 40 chance to win a 50K instant funded account. So, you know, I think it's funny. I watch so many people retweet and try to, you know, win these accounts with like thousands of people with a chance to win. I argue that you have the best chance of winning a instant funded account with no purchase necessary on my live stream over everywhere else. I'm biased though. What can I say? So I'll get the form ready, guys. You guys go ahead and get that one ready. Smash the like button and we'll get this form to drop. Let me go ahead and get this form ready. Love doing these. I love to give back to you guys. It's fun to do. Here, I'll throw this graphic up for now. Giveaway is today. It's today, y'all. 50K straight to funded account. No purchase necessary. We're going to get someone funded right on stream. Couple of notes. Only fill it out one time once this form drops, guys. Don't spam it. The only thing that you will do is make sure that I don't pick you. If you spam it or you use your grandma's and your sister's and your brother's email and you fill it out multiple times, you won't win. You will just never be able to win again. So don't do that. Don't do that, please. Smash the like button. Let's see. You guys are running it up. Yeah, you're running it up slowly but surely. We got 38 people on the stream. There's 23 likes. We've got 175 that have cycled on and off. If everybody hit the like button on YouTube right now, the form will drop. It would be 40 likes, which is what we need to get this rolling. So we got a giveaway coming up for those of you that hopped on late. Go ahead and get that one filled out, and we will pick a winner. Need more likes. You guys do. Count giveaway at 40 likes. Ugh. Oh, man. Let's see. 40 likes, guys. Form has not dropped just yet. We got 23. Let me see. You guys like it on like it anywhere else? You guys gotta smash the like button. Otherwise, we're hanging out, waiting for you guys to hop on. There's 40 people on right now. It's 38 on YouTube. Yeah, just on YouTube. Hit the like button. If you're on Kick, you can follow. You can do whatever you want to do. Maybe you can chat if you're on Kick. I'll count that. Say what's up if you're on streaming from Kick. X usually is just people hanging out watching. They're not really involved. So, but we got like 30 of those. Go ahead, hit the like button, guys, and we will drop the form. While I'm doing that, I'm logging in to check out this account that I got up over the profit target for a payout from Top One. Cool. I'll let you guys know what that process looks like. Oh yeah, and I see what I did. I just got over the trading day mark. Also, I traded 11 out of 10 days because I didn't have any time payouts or anything on this. Nice. Very nice. Ended up with a this one went pretty well. I got a 3-pack. One's at like $2,000 in profit. The other one's at like $1,800 in profit. They're both like 2 days away. Two if you took 2 back-to-back winners. I ended up with a 73% win rate. Let's see. Obviously met the consistency rule that we were talking about. I had, let's see, 10 out of 11 trading days. This is this is obviously the better of all of my my trading, so grain of salt it, right? Because I ain't ended up in these accounts, unfortunately. Ended up with 70% win rate, 1.35 average win to loss. I took 1 losing day out of all 11. And it was manageable. It was a $500 losing day. Nice. Best trade was $597. Worst trade was $437. Not too bad. I was averaging like 2 trades a day. Most of these were 1 trade. Now I'm looking at it. Cool. Short bias. Heavy short bias, though. That's a problem. I took 9 longs and 21 shorts overall. That's a problem. Look at that. On these accounts that I'm trading, the straight to sim funded pro accounts, definitely not there. I'm in drawdown, not by much, a couple grand. I got a slightly positive win rate, 52.38%. Let me make sure this is over enough time. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I was gonna say that felt like I didn't have enough time loaded up. I didn't think it was that bad. Yeah, no. I'm down $1,500. 66% win rate. That's what I got going on here. 66% win rate. But I got larger losers than I have winners, and I was talking about this early on. I've got a very negative risk to reward. My average winner of all of these, including break evens, this stuff gets skewed, but $153. My average loser is $383. And why was that? I was really cautious starting out, getting comfortable with an intraday trailing drawdown. I talked about this. I ended up taking a lot of full stop outs, and I was dragging stop loss into profit really quickly, which generated a nice positive win rate. But just a couple L's makes it a really negative risk to reward. Really nice small wins, but if you're going to hold all the way to $500 L's, potentially $1,000 L's, that's a problem. So see if we can't get some motion rolling into these bad boys. Starting to dig them out. Short biased in these accounts, which is a fucking problem as well. Yeah, this is clearly a good problem. Not clearly a good review. 35 short directional trades, 18 long. Not good to be a bear in these markets, man. Hold times are pretty good. Over Yep. Started out really nice in these, but just too many small wins. Racked up a few thousand, and then all it took was a few full L's to bring me right back down. So it's a balance with the intraday trailing drawdowns. It's tough. Anyway, just doing a mental review, not a mental review, just doing a review with you guys of some of these accounts. Kind of what I think works well for me, what I think doesn't work well, areas for improvement. Right? I don't have it all figured out. I don't claim to be the best trader. I don't claim to have it all figured out and to be on top of leaderboards or any of that type of stuff. Just a normal idiot. But I'll always talk about what's working and what's not working for me. And in these straight to funded Sim Pro accounts, for sure, I was heavily focused on that intraday. I still am on the intraday trailing drawdown, but you can see it in my live sessions because they're all up. I was aggressively trailing way too quickly into profit, getting myself tagged out for $100, $200, $300, but then I was running a $500, stop loss. And I'm not saying that you can't trade with a negative risk to reward, grab profit when it makes sense, but you got to find a balance. And I was too heavy one way. And I could see where I made the adjustment, middle of this month. And, here we go, starting to come back into profit. The other thing that I would definitely note for myself is trade direction on all of these. I'm ending up with way too many shorts in an uptrend, overall. You got to question what the hell you're doing there, stuff like that can be helpful when you go back and you look at your results. And then even more helpful than that, I think, can be plotting on the chart your entries, targets, exits, and then what happened. I think that really happened. All right, let's see where we're at with likes. You guys are not running likes up at all. we got like 23 likes. So anyway, guys, we're running an account giveaway. The form's not in the chat yet, but here's what it's going to look like. It's giveaway time as soon as you guys run this up. I'll make it a little bit easier for you. Everybody smash the like button. We'll drop this form. We will drop this form. Let's see. Hit the like button. Every now and then when a commercial comes up, I have to leave and come back because the stream won't show. That's interesting. You guys on YouTube, that's happening? Here, ready? I'm gonna try to take that off right now. Just so you guys know, Kick is no giveaway. Excuse me, no giveaways. No ads. No ads run on Kick. YouTube, I got monetized. I could technically turn that off, but I run it across the board. I do everything free 99. I try to collect some of that if I can, but if it's a problem, then that's definitely a problem. Thanks for letting me know, guys. I'll take a look at it. Let's see what we got. Yes. I've liked on 4 accounts already. Thank you. Bro, for me, I trade practice accounts like a trading genius. Totally psychological. Yeah. Hey, Zach, maybe straight to funded pro is best to jab. Yeah. No, Zach, make your money, bro. Yeah, no. I mean, listen, again, guys, I'm partnered, I'm affiliated. I always try to be transparent about that, right? I do everything that I do as far as content, talking to you guys, building communities, giving you everything that works for me, doesn't work for me, everything. Free 99, right? I don't have a course. I don't have a VIP that I sell. I've worked with traders in the past, but I don't take anybody on for mentoring right now. None of that stuff. I make money on the back end from partnerships, deals, right? Promotion, that type of stuff. I think that's a really fun, mutually beneficial way to do this. You guys get the best deal for everything, and I make some money on the back end. But if there's something that's jacked up with YouTube like that, I want to know about it. But if you noticed, right, Money Reaper, over the last 2 weeks, I started streaming on Kick. I stream on Kick every day, guys. Real Deal Zach. It's streaming right now on Kick. It's the lowest latency, which I really like, meaning lowest lag. You can see my screen at the fastest time, and no ads run on Kick. But I appreciate you guys hopping on. Yeah, straight to funded versus instant is definitely something to consider. You know, the instant, all of them are tough, right? Like, none of these are easy, but it's important to consider. And I think maybe, you know, me yapping about what's working for me or not working for me can be helpful. Maybe not. Maybe you're just here for the giveaway. Yeah, the ads seem to freeze. I can't skip through or watch the ad. That's interesting. It's interesting. I tried to turn it off now on the giveaway. Yeah, you guys are slacking on likes today. I don't know. Maybe people hopped on early, and maybe people hopped on early. No, I'll be honest with you. You guys are talking about making money from YouTube. I make I it's not worth having it monetized at all. I don't make that much from YouTube at all. Couple $100 here and there. I don't think I've made $1,000 from YouTube directly running ads, if that tells you anything. So it's not worth my time to have it messed up for you guys. So I turned it off for now. Try to make sure it doesn't come back on. But anyway, guys, well, let's hop back over to the markets. Looks like it was just a sweep of overnight high and then a move back down while we are hanging out waiting for you guys to smash the like button. I have not gotten any level hit. We talked about this earlier. We could look at it again together. This is forexfactory.com. News. We got news here, guys, coming up later today. FOMC day. This looks like it's just going to be choppy until we get there. You know, here's what we're looking at. Later this week, we got heavy news coming out as well. So this looks like it's just going to be choppy, consolidating price action ahead of that. So we will have to wait and see, of course. We don't know. Maybe market breaks out, starts running. But for me, this looks like no trade on here, man. Again, I'm probably going to run an afternoon stream. So if you guys want to hang out, you want to watch afternoon, Andrew. If you want to hang out and watch FOMC later with me, I'm probably going to run an afternoon stream. That'll be fun. Maybe we'll be degenerates and trade an eval account or something. But I'm going to take my W from the morning, right? Here was the exact trade. Let me pull it up. Here was the exact trade. I had a limit order set. Yeah, here we go, right? My alarm clock goes off 5 a.m. today, right here. Let me go exactly the thought process on this. My alarm clock goes off 5 a.m. right here, right? I go, we are trading right around VWAP. I can't take a trade from here. I'd like to get long in these markets over being short. Where would I like to get long? Down below this low of session. Technically, this is going to be overnight low down here. So somewhere down below this low, right? What was my exact entry on this? That put me over for a payout in the 50K account. 23, 456.25. Long 5 micros from right here. Put my stop all the way down here at 200 ticks. For I've been running a $600 profit target. $600 profit target is 240 ticks, just so I can know it in points. 60 points, yeah, right here. 60 points. That was the trade today. Could this have just wicked lower and taken me out? Absolutely, right? Anything can happen, right? Could we have just popped first and then started to sell off through this? Sure. But I throw these trades on, and I will often run them into open. This happened into the open, right? But that's what I'm looking for. A simple, very similar to the way that I trade ES, right? It's really the same approach. I do it on NQ for 2 reasons that I've talked about in the past. One, so I'm not ever overlapping on accounts trading ES in the wrong direction, because that's just straight up hedging, or even the same direction because you're not allowed to copy trade these accounts together, and they don't want you in the same trades on the same accounts, in different accounts. So that's a rule set. But also that NQ is just nice and whippy. It's a little bit more movement in the overnight session. But that was the trade. That was a trade from pre-market. Worked out nicely. A lot of those have been working out nicely. You know, again, very stupidly simple, set it and forget it type of trade. They don't always work. The only thing that I'm looking at adjusting on that style is a little bit tighter on the stop loss. The take profit can't go wider unless you want to run it up farther past, you know, the 20% consistency rule, which I will probably do in these accounts because I'm going to look to start to build buffers and not even worry about payouts at all. Just look to build buffers and get kicked to a live account, you know, with the max amount, which I could see happening in these 50Ks before these straight to sim funded pros, which are pretty damn difficult to work with. But yeah, that was my trade from pre-market. Outside of that, whole lot of nothing. Whole lot of nothing, man. $5 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, 5 a.m. Eastern time. 5 a.m. Eastern. Yep. Yeah, let me do this. Yeah, I wake up super early in the morning. London, I don't think is a great session to trade. I've traded a little bit overnight. I talked about getting some pre-market trading in with you guys, which I probably will. But I think I'm just going to talk more and more about these pre-market trades. It seems to be working nicely. Looking for, you know, a sweep of session highs or lows, Asia, London, and then a reversion. It's very simple. Very, very simple approach. Allowing a ton of noise to come in, right? The trade to just play out by going a fixed take profit, fixed stop loss, and then structuring risk in a favorable way, right? Running a positive risk to reward. For simplicity on a lot of those, I was just giving myself a lot of room with a $500 loss, but I really don't need to do that. I'd be very wrong if it came all the way to stop loss. And I could probably save myself a couple $100 on the losses. But it's worked pretty well so far, so can't really complain. How in the world are we not at 40 likes? All right, I'll drop it. You guys are hanging out. I'll drop it. Hang on, guys. You know what time it is. I'm going to be nice. Oh, there you go. Wait a minute. A whole bunch of people hopped on. I wasn't paying attention. We got like 60 likes on here. Thank you, guys. My bad. My bad, guys. Forum's getting ready to drop. I'm sorry. I don't know how long that was going on for. Maybe my YouTube didn't update, but I wasn't showing this many people on. Sorry, I was not paying attention. Let's go ahead. It's giveaway time. Let me change this banner. We got the giveaway dropping in chat. Apologies, apologies. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't want to do that. There you go, guys. Link is live in the chat. I'm going to pin it to the top. Go ahead and get this one filled out. Don't fill it out more than one time. Don't spam it. I will pick the winner in about 10 minutes. We will say 11:20 a.m. For you guys on X, I'll throw it in X as well. But maybe in the future you want to hop onto YouTube or Kick, because you can actually chat. I can read your messages. I can't really do anything through StreamYard on X. I can't even post this. I have to come off and do it manually. But here you guys go, because we're non-discriminatory on this stream, right? There you go, Twitter. You guys got the giveaway form as well. Appreciate everybody hopping on as always. Sorry we got some slow morning sessions here. Just not a whole lot going on. Again, I'll talk more about my pre-market trades, stuff that seems to be working, whatever trades I'm getting on. You know, if we take losses, whatever trades here live, you guys will see it. So forums are live. As always, go ahead and throw your favorite lucky number in the chat. Only pick one number, and how that number works, that extra bonus, how that extra bonus works is, if you pick your number and you win, as in, I do the random number generator, you are number 15, for example, out of everybody that filled the form out, and you picked number 15. Not only do you win a 50K in a straight to funded account from top one, I'm going to send you $100 cash. That's the deal. I've only had one person win it so far, Kobe. Was it Colby or he threw 16 in there? I think it was. I can't remember. Somebody won it. Somebody won it. It was 33. I remember it. Said it was Jesus' number. I love that. I love that. So anyway, guys, get the form filled out. You guys can throw your favorite number in the chat. Only pick one, and we will get somebody funded here on stream. Hang out after you fill the form out so you can claim it. So I can make sure you got your, make sure I got your right email, all that fun stuff, and yeah, we'll be able to go from there. Chat's blowing up with messages right now. Again, guys, between hold on, let me, because I see someone threw like a huge number in there. Between numbers, go between like 2 and 40, you know, let's say for safety, 2 and 45. We're not going to have 220 people fill this out. Pick a different number, Jeremy and JP. I'm going to help you guys. It's not going to be 79 or 222. Throw those numbers out. Delete those quickly and pick a different number. They probably have maybe 40 to 50 people in total fill it out, so you got to potentially have a number picked in here that makes sense. So while you guys are filling that out, I see we got 80 people in the stream. Again, I'll repeat it. The link is in the chat. It's pinned on YouTube. It's in Kick with no comments. It's in the live chat on X. You can go ahead and get that one filled out. Giveaway form is live. We'll get someone picked out in about 10 minutes, 11:20. In the meantime, guys, 22. Extra 2 is next. Okay, I got you. In the meantime, guys, I will be right back. Hang tight. All right, guys, we're back. We're back in action. Market's kind of selling off here. All right. You guys got your lucky numbers picked in the chat. It is giveaway time. We got a 50K account to get given away from Top 1 Futures. I'm giving you guys a couple more minutes to fill it out. We've got over 40 responses so far. Awesome. Remember, guys, only pick one number. Only throw your number in the chat one time, please. Only fill the form out one time. If you're new here, feel free, smash like, smash subscribe. You can hop on YouTube, Kick, or X and catch these streams every day. Probably gonna be doing something a little bit more for Kick since I'm hearing you guys are not liking YouTube so much, but we'll figure that out as it comes. Multiple giveaways every week on these live streams. 100% free, no purchase necessary. If you say, hey Zach, I don't care about the giveaway, I just want to go and check these accounts out. They sound like they got a great deal going right now. Here's what we got. 55% off while we're waiting, giving you guys a little bit more time. 55% off with code RDF And if you hop on the website, sign up for their newsletter, I don't know, maybe you get an additional code and somehow it gets even farther than 55% off, which is pretty wild. Do your own research, guys. I'm partnered. I'm affiliated. I stand to make money from these companies, right? So do your own research. Important for me to be transparent about that, for you to understand. Go to the site, read the rules, understand everything, and make sure it's a good fit. It might not be a good fit. You might not like one or more things, and something else will be a good fit for you. That's important to decide for yourself. But compare apples to apples, right? Look at all the things that we were talking about earlier. How much money do you have to put up before you can take a payout? How much money do you get paid out once you put that up, right? Some of the major instant funded companies, that's kind of like brushed under the rug. They're talking about the price, they're talking about the max loss limit, the profit target, but then they're slipping in their 80-20 profit split right off the bat in sim. Or they're only allowing you to take out a third of the profit that you put up, like 3,000 on 9,000. Like that's, you know, that's interesting. That's interesting stuff. So do your own research, go to the rules, go to the frequently asked questions page. Most prop firms are the same. They have their main page, and then they have the frequently asked questions page. Same with Top One. Go to the frequently asked questions page, read through all that stuff. You got questions, feel free to hit me up, hop in Discord, hit me up on socials somewhere. Reach out to them in Discord, reach out to their community, their customer service, their community on Discord, or their customer service, and get that stuff figured out. So let's get back over here. It's giveaway time. We're going to get a winner picked pretty quick here. We sold off, swept overnight low. Just to come back to this real quick. Looking at ES, we sold off and swept overnight low. It looks like overnight high would have been a nice sell, right back down to overnight low. Not hitting my 25s, not coming down to the 95s. Interested to see off these levels. Going to be looking at these later today. Set some alerts, see if we don't get some opportunity, but getting a bounce right here from sweeping overnight low. And Q is even choppier. Let me reset VWAP. Even choppier. All right, guys, you got about 2 minutes left to get the form filled out. 2 minutes left, and we will get a winner picked here. Let's get this show on the road. And then again, man, if you want to hop back on, I'm probably going to get an afternoon live stream going. I'm going to keep it tentative, you know, see what I got going on, but maybe we hop on and we trade through 2 p.m. Eastern, and we check out what where Pal's going to send the market today. So go ahead, get the form filled out. Got a couple more people rolling in. Nice, nice. Let me get the random number generator loaded up. We'll see who's going to get funded here today. All right, guys. I'm going to give you about 60 seconds before I turn this form out. Go ahead, get this filled out, guys. It is pinned to the chat. It's on Kick. It's on X. Last chance. We will get this one done. See a bunch of lucky numbers in the chat. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful. Looks like everybody played by the rules, judging by the lack of doubles on here. All right, let's see what we got, guys. Giveaway form is closing right now. Okay, we have between numbers 2 and 44 today. Oh, no, wait. Between numbers 2 and 43 today. We're going between numbers 2 and 43. We are getting the random number generator loaded up. Remember, guys, if you don't win, we got more to give away this week. We give them away every week. Like I said, we're going to be doing more on these streams. I just got to come up with some more creative, fun stuff to do. You guys got your lucky numbers picked. Let's get it rolling. Let's get it on. All right. Random number generator is loaded up. Here we go. Between numbers 2 and 43. Ooh, we are going with a low number today. I think that's the lowest one that I've ever seen. We are number 3. Number 3 is the lucky number today. Let me scroll the chat real quick and see if anybody picked out number 3. I don't think I saw that. It's a really low one. I see a 33. I think I saw, yeah, we got a 34. Do we actually have a individual number 3 here? No, we have nobody that picked number 3. All right, so nobody's getting the double cash prize here today. That's okay. Somebody is still getting funded. One of the earlier ones. Ralph picked number 5. Drum roll, please. Here we go. It is. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but your YouTube username is Zmilli. Zeemilli. Azia A. That is your first name without doxing you. Azia, A-Z-I-A. Zmilli on YouTube. Are you here? You are the winner of a 50K instant funded account from Top 1 Futures. You're going to get an email. Ah, there we go. In the chat. Congratulations, Z. You are the winner of a 50K straight to funded from, you won? You've won before? Have you won before, Z? Oh, man, you win. I mean, listen, it's, like I said, it's non-discriminatory, right? You're able to come back and win. Do we have a double winner? Because I haven't seen your name in a long time. That's crazy. Oh, awesome. That's crazy. Oh, and you picked number 4? Oh, it was your lucky day. All right, it's your lucky day. Somebody's looking out for you. You needed this one today, so that's awesome. Everybody give Z the congrats. Winner of the 50K straight to funded account from Top 1 Futures. Z, you're going to get an email from them after the live stream. I'm here for it. I appreciate you guys being here. I really do. Thank you, everybody, all you guys and girls that hop on the stream. I really appreciate you. Y'all are awesome. If it wasn't for you, I would be not doing any of this. I'd be talking to myself in front of my desk by myself and giving away accounts to myself. So appreciate you guys for hopping on, hanging out, watching these wild markets with me. If you didn't win today, remember, we got more to give away this week. We got more to give away every week. You can win more than once like Z did today. So shout out to Z. Congratulations. Appreciate all you guys hopping on. Gonna wrap it up here. I'm no trade on this one. For the rest of the day, just taking a look. You know the drill. Smash like, smash subscribe if you found this fun. We got the 95s for a trade. We got the 25s for a trade. 2 p.m. I'm not looking to be doing anything too crazy. Maybe we hop on. We get a second stream rolling for the afternoon. We have some fun. Trade an eval. Trade something crazy. An account we don't care about. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But maybe we have a watch party for the FOMC rate. So keep an eye out for going live around that 1:30, 1:45 time frame. Talk to you guys later. Oh, quick disclaimer. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't provide financial advice. Trading's risky. Most traders lose money. Do your own research. Make your own trading decisions. Read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even if funded prop from accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links and codes in my content, like Top 1 Futures, code RDF, bookmap, and others. Talk to you guys soon. See you later today. See you tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. See you every week, 100% free, trading here on YouTube, Kick, X. See you in Discord, 100% free. Links down below the video, links everywhere. Hit me up if you need some help getting into any of these spots that I'm talking about. Talk to you guys soon. See you later today.